Hey, what's up, everybody? This your boy Ryan, aka Cameraman ATL, coming to you with a very emotional video. As you see the pictures in the background, I was in the hospital for 7 days. I'm gonna do a two-part video. I want to tell you that first. I want to start off by saying that the reason it took me so long to do this video is because my faith in God was truly challenged. I think that I'm a good person and I've been living a great life. And the hardest part about doing the video and talking about what happened to me was that I don't want to be the messenger. I don't want to be Job in the Bible, as my man Damien Amin preached to me one morning out of the blue. You know, God took away everything. He said, the devil, you can take away everything. And then he got it, his kids, wife, family, but he got it back, 10 times. I don't want that. I want to just continue living my life just smooth. But, and truly, that is the hardest part. And I say the hardest part because even though, and all these little sayings, they really bother me. God ain't gonna put too much on you that you can't handle. I'm tired of hearing that. I didn't really even tell anybody that I was in the hospital. I never been in the hospital. I never been sick. So all of this just caught me off guard. In fact, I apologize to my little sister because me and her talk and cry about everything, and I didn't even tell her I was in the hospital. But it's gonna be a two-part video, and I want to explain to people what happened to me. And the only real reason that I'm doing this video is because I want people, guys over 50 and close to 50, to be aware of the things that happened to me. And I want people that have men in their life that are over 50 for you to share with them this video and the things that happened to me, because I had prostate cancer when I was in 2016. It came back in 21. I chose to try to deal with when it came back. They was telling me all the things I need to do. They wanted me to go on chemo. I had already did radiation in 16, so I couldn't do the prostate surgery. But before I get to that, I want to tell you how this came about, how I ended up in the hospital, and then I'll share with you the things that I should have and shouldn't have done. So, by me having prostate cancer, I'm under what they call the maintaining stage, meaning that I'm gonna always have it. And just like I tell everybody who I talk to about it, prostate cancer is something that they tell me that 95% of black men have. It's just such a slow moving cancer that people people never realize it, or guys never catch up with you. Just like in the hospital, guy said, well, men get prostate cancer, women get breast cancer, whatever. So most men live just a normal life and they die with it. And so, but there are a few men that go to the hospital that end up saying, well, I want to try to deal with it. So me, in 2016, having prostate cancer, I took the radiation treatment. They did the seeds. I went to the hospital every day for, I think 2 or 3 months. And it took all of 3 minutes for them to put the machine on me. Zip! It took long. I tell the joke that it took longer to park than it did for me to do the treatment. So when it came back at the end of 2021, I believe, they told me I was in the maintaining stage. So all I do at that point is the cancer was stayed in my prostate. So all I was doing is basically taking medicine to slow the cancer down to where it just sits in my prostate, basically. So every 6 months I take a shot to slow down the growth of my testosterone, because cancer grows off of sugar, testosterone, and it's something else. So prostate cancer does. So once I went through that period, I had to always take different tests to see if the cancer grows outside of my prostate. So I always had to take bone tests. So every 3 to 6 months, I go take a stomach test, a bone test, a kidney test, anything that where the cancer could grow. So if it does, immediately we go to something else way to cure it. So up until this point, the cancer was just sitting in my prostate. It wasn't bothering me. It wouldn't hurt me. Wasn't nothing abnormal. So going for my normal test, which was a kidney test, because they said they think they seen a growth on my kidney, because I had a situation where I was peeing blood clots. But what had happened is that for some reason my prostate had got swollen because of this sweet situation I went on, which I'll explain that in the next video. So I did more than normal kidney tests. But what ended up happening is that I missed a few of the appointments because Emory couldn't get in contact with me. I'm a veteran, but they outsourced me to Emory. So I missed a couple of the appointments. And so one day, two months down the line, they called me and they said, hey, listen, you gonna take the test or not? You wanna come in? So the test was a dye test where they I drank the dye and it goes down my body and they wanna see how it flows through my kidney and if it flows normal in the right way. So what ended up happening is that when I took the dye shut my kidneys down. Shut them down. I took the test on a Friday and it shut my kidneys down. And by Monday, I could not urinate. And so Tuesday, I started calling my urology doctor, and she didn't answer. Come to find out, her voicemail was locked up from something that the previous person who gave the voicemail had a long story. So Tuesday, Wednesday, by that time I'm losing energy, still not peeing. And I'm starting to lay on the floor, just do stuff uncharacteristic. I'm losing my energy. So I said, finally, I told my girl, we got to go to the emergency room. She had already told me we need to go. So we went to the emergency room. They admitted me and said that if I would have came in, if I would have waited a couple more days to come in, I probably would have died. And it's weird because I ain't never been in the hospital. I ain't never been sick. And so they started doing all these tests and started telling me, you got too much plasma in your blood. Just all kind of stuff. They started giving me all this medicine, IVs. In fact, the guy stuck me in the arm to do the IV and the needle broke off. And I was like, man, I hope this ain't a sign of things to come. And then they started doing the inventory of all my property. I'm like, this reminds me of some jail stuff. When they started saying, hey, listen, what you got on you? You got a watch, you got your wallet, you gonna let your girl keep it, or you got anything you need to, your jacket or pants, shoes. I'm like, kind of put me in a different state of mind. I'm like, what's going on? The guy said, oh, you being admitted. I was like, why am I being admitted? I said, y'all can't give me nothing like last time and just let me go home and feel better. They said, no, you've been admitted. So when I got upstairs, I didn't realize how bad it was. My kidneys was working on 3 when it's supposed to have been over 60. And they said that if my kidneys shut down, it's going to shut the rest of my body down. It's on 3. So they immediately started giving me stuff to clean it out. And then they put the IV in me, as you see the pictures. But the main reason that I'm sharing this with you guys is because I want people to tell the older men that when you have symptoms like your back hurt or you're urinating 4 or 5 times a night, like before this happened, I was urinating so much, I was peeing so much that I said, man, something wrong. And there was signs that my prostate was swollen when you start peeing a lot. So if I would have immediately took that serious and got that under control, Well, I can't say that, but I do believe that this what happened to me was a blessing and a curse. The reason I say it's a blessing and a curse because when it shut my kidneys down, it made me go to the emergency room. When I went to the emergency room, come to find out, my cancer had moved outside of my prostate. And when it moved outside of my prostate, it moved into the lymph nodes. And if it would have moved into my back, I'd have been in pain for the rest of my life. So as of right now, it's in remission. I started taking, they got this new chemo injection thing that you take. I got the Iron Man plug in my chest to where they just stick a needle. They stick a needle in the plug that's in my chest, and that way they ain't got to stick in my arm and none of that mess no more. It just go straight in. And that's where I am now. I'm gonna do another video talking strictly about what I believe men of age should do, and the things I did, and the things that I think if I had another chance to do it all over, what I would have did. And you know, more than anything else, I want men of my age to be more concerned about if things are not working right. Meaning, like, you know, I talk to guys all the time, and until I tell everybody about my situation. I'm not ashamed of it. My only issue is that, like I told you, I just didn't want to be the messenger. I didn't want things to happen to me so that I can carry the message. I'm tired of that in my life. But the main reason I'm doing this video is because I was listening to Deion Sanders talk, and they was asking him about his situation with his foot. And he said, yeah, they told me I was gonna cut two toes off. I was like, okay. They told me I might lose a leg. He said, okay. He said the reason that he said okay is because he never said why me when he's having all his success, all the good things that was happening to him in his career. He never said why me, so he can't say why me now that these few bad things that happened to him. And I thought about it. You know, I've lived a great life. You know, and up until this point, it's always been great. You know, and when I say great, super great, anybody know me know that I'm always happy. I'm living my best life, and I felt bad in a way that I was almost angry with God and challenging my faith when I tell people all the time, God put me on this earth to make people happy and make them smile. And so I was kind of confused when I was put in this scenario, because I want to stand true to that, but I'm like, you know, when I get into these situations, I mean, I'm confused. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I know it ain't right, but I tell people all the time that I know so many bad people that they're not having health problems. They're not going through the stuff, but, you know, and people say, well, you know, they're going to get theirs later in life or in the next life or something. I was like, well, I'd rather just cruise with this life and worry about the next life later. And it's just crazy. And you know, another part what I want to share is that everybody who I've talked to or who happened to call me during the time I was going through it, and I told them, and people made me feel so good. Thank you so much. Everybody, when I tell you that I never cried so much in my life, a couple of people, you know, just happened to call me. I said, hey, listen, yeah, I'm in the hospital. I want to tell you that. They're like, where you at? I refuse to let people come see me other than probably my kids, my mother, and my girl. Of course, she was there every day like a soldier from dusk to dawn. And people like, where you at? I want to come see you. And I was like, no, that's okay. When I tell you I thought I was going to die, I was in the hospital for 7 days. People made me feel so good. It's so crazy. I had, and I tell this story, and I want to be humble when I say this. I had bad people call me and pray with me, and it blew me away. I'm talking about, I'm crying, they crying. one of my friends, Mr. Joe, he just showed up with a bunch of food. And I start crying. He started crying. I'm like, what you doing up here? He's like, well, you told me you was a veteran. And I figured you was in the VA. And I went downstairs and that's what your room number is. He just showed up with a plate of food, soul food, cherries. I mean, I did it when he was in the hospital, but it just wore me out. And then just last week, a few days ago, everywhere I go, at least it make me feel like I'm sowing a great seed. Everybody hugged me, everybody cried with me. I was at one of my distributors, my sales rep, and I feel bad because she always try to upsell me, and I give her such a hard time. When I tell you, this is a Chinese lady. She came out and she said, "You look like you done lost some weight." I said, "Yeah, I was. I got down to 193 because I was sick." When I tell you, when I told her what happened to me, this lady cried. She hugged me. I'm crying. She crying. I said, I gotta go. Then she told her staff, they crying, "You such a nice guy. I said, and it's hard for me to tell. It's hard for me to tell people that my faith was challenged because it truly was. So I'm gonna do a part 2 video explaining, what I think guys of my age should watch out for and should do. This your boy cameraman ATL. Woo woo. Thank you, Damon. And shouts out to Deion Sanders because he really planted the seed. Because I didn't say why me out of all the good stuff. Makes a lot of sense, don't it? Holla at your boy. Thank you.